In today's video, we explore Sankhya philosophy, which is part of our ancient human history, as it exhibits one of the most profound ways of thinking and the oldest teachings of Vedic philosophy, which is equivalent to current day self help books. At its heart is the duality of Purusha, which is pure consciousness, and Prakriti, which is the primordial nature. With this simple analogy, we can look at the concept where there is a dancer and the audience. So Prakriti moves as a dancer while Purusha simply observes. But when these two meet, that's when the creation begins, the manifestation of things in the universe. These things encompass the existence itself, what we consider as a wholesome life, which includes the human mind, the thoughts, desires, and experiences. This is the overall foundation of Sankhya philosophy. Let's go through the 25 integral components of Sankhya philosophy, where the creation of life is explained. Sankhya attributes and explains creation through the 25 tattvas, or for reference, we can call them as evolutes. From Prakriti arises the Mahat, the cosmic intelligence, then the Ahamkara, which is the ego, and then that forms the Manas, or the mind. So the five Jnanendriyas, or the senses, and the five Karmendriyas, which are the action organs, kind of are given birth to, and they arise from a combination of all these things. Then the five Tanmatras, which are the subtle elements, unfold into five Mahabhutas, or the gross elements. Altogether, they explain how the immaterial becomes material and how the consciousness crystallizes into body with the formation of the senses and our whole existence in this world of the living beings. From the Sankhya philosophy, or the perspective or the lens that we can look at, is about knowing ourselves. And it's like knowing ourselves is getting us very close to knowing the universe itself. The Upanishads, or the old Vedic teachings, remind us Yada Pinde Tada Brahmande. As is the body, so is the cosmos. By studying these 25 evolutes within ourselves, we understand how the universe itself is functioning. The overall meaning is that self-knowledge and cosmic knowledge are one and the same. If we pay close attention to all the major aspects or the happenings in our lives, it revolves around four integral pillars of life. All of the human life revolves around these four natural pillars, which are the health of the self, which is your physical, the wealth and the resources, the relationships and the love, pleasures and fulfillment. No matter where we are in the world, these four drive our decisions, our actions, our source of happiness, or our source of pain and sorrow. Let's dig a little deeper and try to understand the connections to the Vedic Purusharthas. In Vedic thought, these pillars align with the four Purusharthas. Dharma, which is our duty in society and in this world, is the health, which is taking good care of ourselves. This also defines various aspects of self-purpose. Artha, which is tied to wealth and realizing the overall security of living in this society. Kama, which is also meaning of core desires to achieve something and managing the relationships and the love that we want to all experience. Moksha is about liberation and achieving that internal peace even for a brief moment, and we'll explore about this further in this video. These four pillars are not separate goals, they are intertwined and integrated into our overall cycles of living in this world. Observe yourself closely and do some self introspection, and it's easy to realize how our life revolves around these four pillars. This can be attributed to people sometimes approaching an astrologer to know how things will unfold in their lives. So, whenever someone asks an astrologer a question, it falls broadly into one of these four pillars of life. Like, I'm struggling through some illness, and what is the reason, and when will I be expected to be healthy? This falls within the Dharma. Will I be prosperous or get a promotion in my career? That's tied to Artha. And when will I find my spouse, or how is my spouse going to be? Or I have this idea, when can I form this company? Or will I be able to form a company? All these are tied to the Kama pillar of life. When should I buy a home or a car, or how can I find peace or purpose? This is tied to moksha or liberation. This shows that every life journey is a dance between the four aims or the four pillars of life. Sankhya philosophy allows us to view cosmic creation beyond the normal laws of mathematics. In Sankhya philosophy, creation isn't like mathematics, where 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Instead, 1 plus 1 gives rise to something new. Like example, male and a female getting together is going to give a child. The seed and the soil will give a plant. The intellect and the memory will give us insights for doing new things, new creations, and so on. The Ida and the Pingala Nadi is the awakening of the Shushumna or the Kundalini power. So whenever opposites unite, the new creation emerges. This is the overall laws of cosmic living, and it is closely tied to how the cosmos itself operates. Let's dive a little bit deeper into the 12 houses of Vedic astrology. In astrology, these principles of the four pillars in life are reflected in the 12 houses. The Dharma houses, which are the 1, 5, and the 9, it's our duty in life and the purpose itself that defines us. And the Artha houses, which are 2, 6, and 10, it is about earning wealth and also feeling overall secure in life. Kama houses, or the houses 3, 7, and 11, this is our desires for relationships, partnerships, and overall love. And the moksha houses, which are 4, 8, and 12, which are the pleasures and the small achievable liberations that we have in this life. Every horoscope is a map of how these cycles unfold in our lives. There is a concept of Kendra Bhavas, which means the four pillars. The first, 4th, 7th, and the 10th houses are called the Kendra Bhavas, or the anchors and the pillars of life. The first house is about the self and personal identity or the appearance. The 4th house is about inner home comforts, the care and relaxation, and all our luxuries that we have in life. 7th house is about marriage, finding a spouse, forming companies, and partnerships. The 10th house is about career and your duty to the society and the service that we do in the communities. Overall, like it's the work that we do. Together, they are like the four legs of a chair. Without balance, the whole life structure kind of wobbles. The 12 Rashis that keep rotating into the different houses are like the fabric of the chair, coloring each pillar uniquely for each one of us. And for each person, everything is different depending on where each one of the 12 Rashis kind of fall within these 12 houses, and also the planets that come along with these Rashis. Vedic texts have numerous references to the laws of karma and rebirth. The law of karma says every action stems from some desire within ourselves, in our thoughts, in our imaginations, that leads to different experiences. And the imprints it leaves behind, this is referred to as samskara. Sometimes, even after achieving some goal in life, we have new desires leading to new actions and newer experiences. Overall, dharma, artha, kama, moksha cycles leave imprints for rebirth. So, until awareness frees us, we continue the wheel of samsara, rebirth in this world, with all our imprinted samskaras. Let's also look at this concept with an analogy of an electrical circuit. Think of the chart like an electric circuit. The four loops, which are the dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, are the closed systems of energy that reflect the four pillars in our lives. Each loop has a current flow, and the operation in a closed loop is impacted based on what is fed in terms of voltage and current. So that's just an analogy in terms of how we spend our energy, where we put our thoughts, where we put our actions, and that we must complete the cycles for the soul experience of life. Break one loop and the current falters. Astrology can be used as a self-help tool or a guiding tool that can shed some light on how behavioral modifications can help us flow in life and ensures that the soul's circuit keeps flowing in all these four pillars of life. Sometimes we have a wrong conception of moksha or liberation in everybody's mind, that it is decided at the end of life and is not viewed as many moments that are helping us deal with prarabdha karma in tiny chunks. Moksha doesn't only mean final liberation after death. We experience many mokshas in life, like completing a degree and the happiness that it gives us, landing a job which gives us again pleasure and happiness, landing a promotion that also makes us happy, and that's the pleasure. Buying a home is also a pleasure. Buying a car, that's also a pleasure. So these are sort of mini mokshas that are tied into our life. Achieving a financial milestone in terms of savings, that's also one of the mini moksha. Each is a cycle of desire which comes with effort and also the release. But the desires kind of renew. New karma is born and the cycle continues. This shows life is liberation in stages, and that's how we need to deal with it. There is also a significant importance of the fifth house as the lens of life and how one should progress in life. The Vedic astrology, the fifth house, is unique. It governs the intellect, creativity, ego, progeny or the children, and the overall resources management. This is where the Purusha himself shines, or the Purusha does not need to be viewed as a man or a woman. That's where you as an observer and a doer kind of comes in. That's what Purusha means. So that's where Purusha shines, the creative spark that transforms Prakriti. That's why Jyotishis often read life through the fifth house. It resolves and reveals kind of how we create, sustain, and transform our existence. So we have seen how Sankhya's 25 tattvas explain creation, how the four Purusharthas guide the human life, and how Vedic astrology encodes it in the houses and the trikonas, the four pillars of life. Life is not just about mathematics, but it's also a creative alchemy of the cycles of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha that are flowing endlessly until we awaken to the still presence of Purusha beyond all these cycles. So thank you for joining in this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for for more of the cosmic wisdom.